Hi, tubies. One of my viewers, I don't remember who it was. I get a lot of messages. I remember what they said, but not always who said what. But somebody wanted me to do something about egregores, and I thought about doing that. And I remembered, you know what? I did that. If you look at my hailing frequencies to Satan, in my attempt to describe Satan, I use the analogy of Satan as an egregore, and I spend half the video talking about egregores rather than Satan, and went very deeply into squat. But I'll elaborate just a little bit more. I thought of a different thing to do here. Now, first of all, Urban Primitive by, there it is, Raven Caldera and Tannen Schwarzenstein. Great book. You want to learn about egregores. Now they don't come out and they don't call them egregores here. What they are calling them is urban deities. Urban deities created in the modern age by the people of that age because they needed a deity to do that. That's important because we find out a lot about how deities evolve by experimenting with such things and by creating them ourselves artificially and then seeing how powerful they become. Leads us to have to take a little bit of personal responsibility with our deities. What egregore creation does is forces the natural evolutionary process of a deity into an artificial form. We build an artificially formed deity in a magical structure. We assign a mythos to it, powers, a name, a body, an imagery, and then typically in chaos magic, recognizing that it's the belief in such an entity that makes it powerful. Chaos magic overemphasizes the belief. Once you create your artificial deity thought form, now, thought form is a personal creation. That's really hard to say. It's a personal thing. A thought form's your personal little ethereal people flying around. Now, an egregore is a big thought form made for more people. But here they're calling them urban deities, and you got to check out this book because right here we got squat, the first one, and here I'll read you just a little bit. It says, "The triple urban goddess, the urban goddesses of America." Or the urban goddess of America has three faces of great power. By name, squat, score, and scram. Go on. You sirens. Alright, squat, score, and scram. Each of them is invaluable for the urban primitive to call on times of need. And like all deities, she will answer more often when called more often. Now here they got squat, score, and scram. Squat, I can attest, predates this book. Some people have said that Raven Caldera actually invented these deities, but I can attest that squat definitely predates this book. And actually, the squat that predates this book was a male deity. In this book, squat looks like this. So, by the laws of egregores, squat is so powerful, it went out into the world and became a tranny. It transgendered itself, and that's absolutely acceptable because these things have no limits. Now, on the gods, they've got Slick. He gets you through situation by being slick. Hey, that kind of guy. You know when you need to Screw. And Sarge. Sarge is great. Sarge is the male deity for kicking you in the ass, calling you a maggot, to get you out of bed in the morning and get you to work, or get you through whatever you need. When you need a kick in the ass to get you up that hill, you call on Sarge. Now, what Raven and them did is they either found some of these deities, maybe created them, who knows what, but they put it in a book and released it to the world. And that's the important part when creating an egregore. We need to release it to the world. And that's why I'm here. I'm not just here to talk about egregores. I think I said a lot about egregores in my previous video. Go watch it. You also learn a little bit about Satan, which I don't think, I think at least my take on it hasn't been taken by too many people, or hasn't been made by too many people. But here we have, I'm at 5 minutes already. Liber Scrape, the Book of Scrap. A book of shadows, or a book of shadows of the Circle A system of magic. My tradition that I created. Been at least 10 years in this inception. Before that, there was the Anarchistic Witches of America, was an offshoot. I did some experimenting before landing here. But here, every class for 10 years has created an egregore for the world, and we have released them in various ways so that other people can see their awesomeness, can worship with them, can call upon them when in need, and by doing so make that egregore more powerful, and hopefully someday to break out of the mold and become omniscient, omnipresent, and all kind of cool things. So I'm going to give you at least one. I don't know how fast I can read this, but my kids, under my direction, have created these egregores in the paper fashion. Now, this way of creating them, we write them down very specifically in a ritual space, and we direct energy toward that form. Sometimes we'll be visualizing the actual form of the creature in the middle of the room while we're channeling energy through our third eye or through our magical tools. Varying methods, but the important part is the making it in paper, the taking of the idea and then making it exist in between the worlds in maybe a magic book consecrated so that when you write stuff in it, it becomes existing, or it exists. I don't know, however you want to word that. All right, we're at 7 minutes and I gotta pause. Okay, so before anybody else comes in, this one's, let's see, oh, this one has a birth date. This one was born on 1/30/03. So yeah, quite a few years out there with lots of people investing belief in him. And I'm gonna introduce you to this one, and I'll probably have to do probably have to be several parts just to introduce you to some of the new gods. Not all of these will I introduce you to. Some are our personal secrets, of course. But this is Eltsirb, ELTSIRB, Eltsirb. And here, by reading it, you'll kind of see the formula in creating those. So hopefully it's some learning, introduction and learning, introducing you to Eltsirb. I am Eltsirb. I am a product of the will of my creators. My realm is that of transportation. I sweep the path of danger with my individual spinning bristles. My gold-winged hard hat protects me. My body is a chrome-scrubbing bubble. I travel upon winged combat boot roller skates. I have jumper cable suspenders and a mithril loincloth and cool driving gloves and retractable SpongeBob-like legs. I carry my magic tool kit o' tricks in a bag betwixt my legs. I protect from tickets, accidents, and can cast a glamour over cops in conjunction with my user's will. I have a dual-purpose danger warning system which warns me of danger and warns others of me. It is a universal transmitter understood by animals as well. I receive energy from driver courtesy. Eltsirb's sacrament is driver courtesy. You give somebody the right of way in the name of Eltsirb, and Eltsirb becomes more powerful and more attuned with you. I receive energy from driver courtesy, which I use to fulfill my duty. I also accept ecological sacrifices. I can be used by whoever knows how to call me. Call me by name, call me by mark, or call me by the power of will. I can be deactivated by my users by asking me to leave, with thanks. My name is Eltserb. And let's see. So hopefully you can pause it or something, because I can't hold that still. That's Eltserb's mark. I can detect pieces of the sigils of several people I know in this mark. They made parts of their personal sigils into his sigil to associate him with their creator. And that's Eltserb. I love Eltserb. Had a job in Santa Cruz in addition to being a witch full-time. I had to have another full-time job on top of that for a while there. And I was in the mountains of Santa Cruz, crazy-ass mountain roads, driving all the time. Eltserb saved my ass. Eltserb saved my ass from tickets, accidents, and definitely from cops. You don't want cops to stop you, even if you're not doing anything wrong. It messes with your day. So that's Eltserb, and I have more. I have an entire pantheon about, however much a pantheon's got to be, of artificially created deities, if there is a natural way. I think that the natural way for deities is to evolve out of those same ideas, out of human need. And in time, they evolve a face, a name, likes, dislikes. It can be said in one way that mankind created God. But at the same time, mankind didn't create God. Twisted, isn't it? It's both and neither. We play a part in that. We play a part in that evolution of our deity forms. And whether or not the image of them was once created by a human, or once drawn up by a human, or even just interpreted by a human. If you think about it, the first human to find a particular deity, well, they wrote that down. They wrote down something about that deity, or they recorded that. It could be that the recording is the creation. We don't know. But we know that we can play with these things. And egregores are propelled out there in the world doing their thing. Just like thought forms, they require a little maintenance. You got to call them back, got to give them some energy every so often. You should do some study other than just this video. But this has been to introduce you to just one of the new gods. And you go read Urban Primitive, you get to know that another pantheon of the new gods. Just as valid as the old gods. Matter of fact, with the new gods, we're able to give them more mythos. Your average pagan, or your average Celtic deity has maybe one story, or one piece of a story, and that's their entire mythos. We can do better. So, take Eltserb along with you for the ride. And I'll be back with some more, I'm thinking. Maybe. Blessed be.